Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. This is King Kong Conscious coming to you. This is the most requested black scholar in the world coming to you. I want to talk to black women for a minute. First and foremost, shout out to all my Lansdale Africans who came out yesterday to the Black Reserve bookstore. This is what I want to say to my black sisters. Hear me loud and clearly. I'm not going to intellectually masturbate the Will Smith, Chris Rock altercation. I'm not going to intellectually masturbate the Will Smith, Chris Rock altercation. He's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm the Fresh Prince of Pan-Africanism. He's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm the Fresh Prince of Pan-Africanism. He's West Philly. I'm North Philly. It's not about that. It's not about that. I'm a Pan-Africanist. It's about everybody. I'm not going to intellectually masturbate the Will Smith, Chris Rock confrontation. Nor will I intellectually masturbate the Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson Senate confirmation hearings. I'm not going to intellectually masturbate the Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson Senate confirmation hearings. But here's what I want to say to black women. Here's what I want to say to black women. You need to decide as a sisterhood. Black women need to decide as a queendom. Black women need to decide as a population. Are you entitled to respect all the time, or are you entitled to respect some of the time? Black women got to deal with this because a very dangerous precedent is being set by a lot of our sisters right now. Too often, black women present themselves as a walking contradiction. Too often, black women are presenting yourselves as a walking contradiction. Let me ask you a question. Why were we as African people against slavery for all African people? Why were we against slavery for all African people? Why didn't we make the enslavement of African people conditional on the individual merits of each African on the slave ship? Why didn't we make the enslavement of African people conditional on the personality or character or integrity of every African on the plantation? Why didn't we make segregation conditional on the education and income and character and mistakes and successes of all African people who lived in the Jim Crow South? What are you getting at? What are you getting at? Why don't we make homelessness conditional on whether you cheated on your wife or cheated on your husband? Why don't we make the right to have a job or freedom from violence conditional on whether we consider you to be a person of character or integrity? Why are you saying all this, Dr. Ifatunde? Why are you saying this, King Kong Consciousness? I'm saying this because I want black women to understand it is very dangerous for black women to say that all black women don't have a right to be respected. It is dangerous for black women to say all black women don't deserve to be respected. When I hear black women make the respect of black women conditional on character, conditional on integrity, conditional on behavior, conditional on income, conditional on education, when you make the respect of black women conditional, the question then becomes, who has the right or the power or the authority to determine which black women should receive respect and which black women should not receive respect. See, let us understand. You're the most sexually abused population in America. Let us understand. You're the most sexually presented population in America. Of all women in this country, not only are you more likely to be harassed or raped or stalked or physically abused by men, you're least likely to see a conviction against your predator. You're least likely to see a conviction against your assailant. When we look at all the black women being kidnapped, all the little black girls being kidnapped and raped and tortured, when we look at all the single mothers and their victimization, when we look at the fact that black women are the fastest growing prison population, when we look at the fact that black girls have the highest suicide rate, my question to black women: why do you want respect for black women to be conditional? Do you realize how dangerous that is? When someone says no black woman should be punched in the face, and then a black woman will stand up and say, well, wait a minute, before we say she should have been punched in the face by a man, let's find out what she did first, making it conditional. Making it conditional. When we say all black women should be respected, hold the door for her, pull the chair for her, some black woman somewhere is going to jump up and say, wait a minute. How does she dress? Wait a minute. How many baby dads does she have? Wait a minute. What does she do for herself? Black women are the greatest attackers of black women. I don't think it's black men anymore. I don't think it's black men anymore. I don't think it's black men anymore. I think black women love to see other black women get disrespected. I think black women love to see other black women get humiliated. Can we be honest for a minute? This is bigger than Jada Pinkett Smith and Judge Ketanji Brown. This is bigger than Jada Pinkett Smith and Judge Ketanji Brown. This is bigger than Jada Pinkett Smith and Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. It's bigger than that. I'm seeing black women lead the charge for the assault. I'm seeing black women lead the charge for the disrespect. I'm seeing black women lead the charge to defend men who disrespect and abuse our women. Now, I stood up this week for Sister Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. I stood up this week for Sister Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson because those white men had no right to treat that black woman the way that they did. I know she don't represent the best interests of black people. I know her decisions on the Supreme Court bench are probably not going to do a damn thing for us. I know that that woman chose to spend her life with a damn white man. I know that that woman is loyal to the white power structure. I didn't speak up for Judge Ketanji Brown because she's loyal to black people. I spoke up for Sister Judge Ketanji Brown because she's a black woman. I spoke up for Sister Judge Ketanji Brown because she's a black woman, but I got all kind of messages from black women who says she deserved to be talked to like that by Mitch McConnell. I got all kind of messages from black women who says she deserved to be disrespected by Senator Ted Cruz. I got all kind of messages from black women who defended the white man's right to disrespect a black woman on international television. Help me understand, black woman. You the queen, right? You the goddess, right? You the empress, right? But it's okay for white men to disrespect, humiliate, malign, and denigrate a black woman on public TV. You're defending white racist men's right to disrespect black women. I will never co-sign that. I will never co-sign that. You black women need to check your damn selves. You black women are so full of hate for each other, you need to check your damn self. You black women are the first ones to defend somebody who hurts one of our sisters. You black women are the first ones to defend somebody when they hurt one of our sisters. The black queendom needs a serious cleaning out. That's why at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, we're going to have a Black Women's Conference. Black women need to be forced to tackle each other in the issues that affect them. I'm concerned right now. I'm concerned because we got a whole generation of young black girls growing up right now. We got a whole generation of young black girls growing up watching their mothers defend the abuse of other black women, watching their aunties laugh at men who humiliate black women, looking at their grandmothers and sisters and cousins and women in the neighborhood defend black men, white men, brown men, yellow men when they attack our sisters. When is enough going to be enough? When is enough going to be enough? I'm here to say black women should never be publicly humiliated. I don't care what the hell she did. We have to hold the fort, black men. We have to hold the fort, black women. When you say the respect of black women needs to be accorded on an individual basis, when you say the respect of black women needs to be accorded on an individual basis, keep that same energy when white people say ex-offenders should not be given a second chance. We got to look at them as individuals. Keep that same energy when white people say maybe we should put you Negroes back in slavery, and we will take individual applications and look at the merit of individual black people to determine whether or not they should be a slave or not. When you say the respect for black women should be conditional and reviewed on an individual basis, keep that same energy when white public school teachers say we should not conditionally protect black boys from the school to prison pipeline. Let's see if their parents are poor or not. Let's see if their mothers on welfare or not. Let's see if their daddies are in jail or not. We're not going to say black children universally deserve a good education. We're not going to say that. As white people, we're going to say, let's look at each individual black child and let's decide if they have a right to a good education. Let's look at every individual black ex-offender. Let's not universally say they deserve a second chance in society after they paid their debt. Let's not universally say black ex-offenders are deserved a second chance in society after they pay their debt. Let's look at the individual merit of each individual black ex-offender. How the hell are we going to save black people when we want to make exceptions for respect? How are we going to save black people when we want to make individual exceptions? Either all black people deserve to be free or no black people deserve to be free. Either all black children deserve a good education or no black children deserve a good education. Either all black women deserve respect or no black women deserve respect. Stop making the respect of black women conditional. Stop making the respect of black women conditional. Stop making the respect of black women conditional. The fact that so many black women defended the white racist senators of this country. They defended the right of those white men to disrespect a black woman. And then yesterday with the Will Smith, Chris Rock confrontation. And then yesterday with the Will Smith, Chris Rock confrontation, let me say this. I like Chris Rock. Yes, he can act like a buffoon from time to time, but I like when he directed and produced that Good Hair movie, showing how black women have a serious psychological hang-up when it comes to natural hair. Chris Rock was married to, at one time, a beautiful natural-haired black woman. Chris Rock's stand-up have often included a lot of politically charged commentary that exposed racism and was in defense of black people. So I don't have no problem with Chris Rock. In fact, I think his political comedy is often underrated. In fact, I believe his political comedy is actually underrated. But at the same time, Chris Rock, and no, I don't condone you being humiliated in public at the Oscars. I don't condone it. But at the same time, my brother Chris Rock, as someone who supports you, generally speaking, you had no right. Chris Rock, you had no right, my brother. Chris Rock, you had no right to try to make a black woman the butt of a joke for white people. I'm sick and tired of black people trying to make each other look ridiculous so white people can have a laugh. I'm sick and tired of black people trying to insult each other in front of white people so that they can have a good time. I ain't got no problem with you, Chris Rock, but you made a mistake, bruh. That woman wasn't bothering you. She has alopecia. From what I hear, her hair was cut because she's dealing with alopecia, regardless of why Jada Pinkett Smith's hair was bald. Regardless of why Jada Pinkett Smith's hair was bald. She was not bothering you, brother. She was accompanying her husband, who was a nominee for Best Actor at the Oscars. You did not need to make her the butt of a joke so white people could laugh. I'm not going to say Will was justified fully in what he did, but at the same time, I appreciated the imagery and the symbology of a black man who decided tonight is not going to be the night where black women get insulted so white people can laugh. And I appreciate Will Smith, my Philadelphia brother. I appreciate Will Smith, my Philadelphia brother, for deciding last night, tonight is not going to be the night where a black woman gets made fun of so white people can enjoy themselves. Stop throwing our sisters under the bus so you can get some kiss ass from crackers. That's the point I'm making, brothers and sisters. That's the point I'm making, brothers and sisters. Some of you say, Dr. Umar, that wasn't the time for that. Will Smith could have addressed it when he won the award. Well, he didn't know if he would win the damn award. Will Smith should have been had a Best Actor Oscar. He should have had it for Pursuit of Happiness, hands down. And I can name at least 6 other Best Actor awards Will Smith should have got, but was looked over. For a long time, I thought they blackballed Will Smith. And Will Smith ain't no angel. He's been a buffoon for the white power structure. Him and Jada's relationships should not have been paraded into the public the way that they have, but at the end of the day, that's a black man and his wife. At the end of the day, that's a black man and his wife. At the end of the day, that was a black man and his wife. And I don't care if she cheated on him. I don't care if he cheated on her. I don't care if the allegations about threesomes and foursomes are true. I don't care if the allegations about them doing things that we should not be doing as heterosexual Africans are true. I don't care. A husband and wife went to an award show, and we as black men should know that each other's wives are off limits, especially in front of white folks. So although I don't like what happened to Chris Rock last night, I don't like what happened to Will and Jada either. And as far as I'm concerned, Chris Rock getting the shit slapped out of him was a good message to white America that black men have had enough. I think Chris Rock getting the shit slapped out of him was a good wake-up call to black men that we better get ready to start standing up for our women, because it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. And it ain't going to be black men doing it. It's going to be white men doing it. We're going to have to fight for our women sooner or later. Stop making excuses for why black women shouldn't be respected. I don't give a damn about what Jada Pinkett does or doesn't do in her marriage. It ain't none of your business. That's between her and her husband. Next Monday, April the 4th. 1 week from today, we remember the last of the great black leaders, the good Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the last leader in this country to give black people a serious, comprehensive, sustained, protracted movement for justice. Allegedly, he went outside of his marriage with Sister Coretta. Allegedly, Dr. King went out of his marriage with Sister Coretta. But did Sister Coretta ever speak on it? Did she ever tell us we shouldn't respect her husband because he cheated? Hell no. Mind your damn business. Will Smith is a married man. Jada Pinkett Smith is a married woman. Chris Rock had no right to try to make that man's wife the butt of a joke to entertain white folks. That's where I'm coming from today. That's where I'm coming from today. Black women making excuses for why Jada Pinkett Smith should have been humiliated in front of white folks. Black women making excuses for why Jada Pinkett Smith should have been insulted on global television. Everybody watches the Oscars. They watch the Oscars in Europe. They watch the Oscars in Asia. They watch the Oscars in the Caribbean. They watch the Oscars in Canada. They watch the Oscars in Australia, back home in Africa. Everybody watches the Oscars. And you got black women talking about Jada Pinkett Smith because of personal decisions she made that you don't agree with. Personal decisions she made that I probably won't agree with. She had a right to be humiliated in front of white folks. What the hell is going on with black women today? What the hell is going on with black women today? You all are a walking contradiction, and you need to do something about it, because if you don't, black women in America today are a walking contradiction. You say you want respect, but you will shake your ass to music that disrespects you every day. You will say you want to be honored, but you will listen to the most disrespectful gangster rap music. You will go to the club half-dressed. You will go to the club half-dressed and shake your backside to disrespectful, sexually subjective, racially demeaning messages from our super coon gangster rap artists. And then you'll come out the club after dancing to music that insults you and say, respect me. Make up your damn mind, black women. Make up your damn mind. Y'all either get respected or you get disrespected. Some of you can't wait to jump on YouTube. Can't wait to get on social network and cheer on black men who have made a life, made a career, and made a calling out of humiliating black women. You have platforms on YouTube, platforms on Facebook, platforms on Instagram, platforms on the internet, run by men, mostly black, whose sole purpose of the platform is to humiliate and degrade black women. And guess what? Most of the people who subscribe and listen to these black men who have made it a career of condemning, criticizing, and humiliating black women, most of these men are followed by black women. Most of these men are cheered on by black women. The black woman's greatest pastime is to see black men humiliate and disgrace other black women. Post-traumatic slavery disease is real. Post-traumatic slavery disease is real. I think the hate that black women have for other black women may exceed the hate that black men have for other black men. I am here now telling you that the hate black women have for other black women may exceed the hate that black men have for other black men. Black women, you are embarrassing the race, and white people are watching you. They're watching you let other men tear your sisters down. They're watching you defend the U.S. Senate. They're watching you defend those damn racists of the U.S. Senate as they attack Sister Ketanji Brown Jackson. They see you defending them in their quest to humiliate that black woman. They see you defending Chris Rock's behavior. And I think if Chris Rock had it to do again, he would have chose a different joke. I don't even think Chris Rock intended to be as harmful and hurtful with his joke against Will and Jada. I don't think Chris Rock is that type of guy. But the way it came out and the way he doubled back down on it after it came out, it was a cause for concern. Brothers and sisters, my power is almost out my phone. Brothers and sisters, my power is almost out my phone. But we're going to talk about this. Because black women, you are not leaving a good legacy for black girls. Black women, you are not leaving a good foundation for the 10-year-old black girls. They're going to have to deal with the aftershock of your mistakes. These 14 and 15-year-old black girls living out here right now, they're going to have to deal with the fallout of your self-hate for one another, black woman. Our 16 and 17 and 18-year-old girls, they're the ones who are going to have to suffer because their mothers and aunties and grandmoms and cousins think it's okay for black women to be publicly humiliated, such as Jada Pinkett Smith and Sister Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. I'm not concerned about them two per se. I'm asking you, what kind of a precedent are you setting for black girls? And black men, stop being a damn hypocrite. Black men, stop being a damn hypocrite. Talking about if she hits him, he got a right to beat her down. If your daughter comes home, if your 17-year-old daughter comes home and tells you she smacked her boyfriend, and so her boyfriend gave her a black eye, are you going to say, well, you should have never smacked him, sweetheart? He had a right to give you a black eye. You ain't going to say that. Not if you love your daughter, you ain't going to say that. Your ass is going to hit the streets, or you going to go find that Negro who punched your daughter in the eye, and you going to grip his ass up. So if your daughter has a right to be respected at all times, if your niece has a right to be respected at all times, if your mother has a right to be respected at all times, if your auntie has a right to be respected at all times, why don't all black women have a right to be respected at all times? Black men, don't be no hypocrite. Unless it's okay for it to be done to your daughter, don't say it's okay to be done to another woman. Black man, don't be no hypocrite. Unless it's okay to be done to your mama and your grandmama, don't say it's okay to be done to Jada and Ketanji. Black men, stop being hypocrites. Black women, stop being hypocrites. Either we gonna respect black women all the time, or we ain't gonna respect black women none of the time. And if we're gonna say respect for black women is conditional on individual criteria, if we're gonna say black women's respect must be conditional on individual criteria, keep that same energy when white folks say you can't live in this neighborhood because you're black. We got to look at your individual criteria. Your children are not subject to an equal education because they're black. We have to look at individual criteria. Ex-offenders shouldn't be given a second chance in society. We got to look at individual criteria. That's right. That's right. White folks are watching us destroy one another. White folks are studying us destroy one another. White folks are looking at this and they're going to remix all of this into more death and destruction for black people. I stand by Will Smith. Although I understand Chris Rock didn't mean it the way it came out. Will Smith and what he did was one of the most powerful examples of black manhood we've seen in recent years. When is the last time we seen somebody get the shit smacked out of them on international television for disrespecting a black woman? Maybe the hair was not the critical factor. Maybe the Oscars was not the critical setting. Maybe Jada Pinkett Smith was not necessarily the ideal candidate. Maybe Will Smith was not necessarily the ideal person to do it. Maybe Chris Rock's joke was not necessarily the best occasion for it to happen, but it happened nonetheless. It happened nonetheless. And I am glad that white America saw a black man stand up for his woman in public. I wish it wasn't Chris Rock because I respect him. I wish it wasn't Chris Rock because I respect him. But I'm going to tell you here and now, Ain't nobody gonna tell me that there's a place and a time to respect the honor of a black woman. Ain't nobody gonna tell me there's a place and a time in order to uphold the dignity of a black woman. Ain't nobody gonna tell me after all the black women been raped, all the black women been sterilized, all the black women been beat down, all the black women been kidnapped and raped and stolen and tortured and hanged. I'll be damned if anybody gonna tell a black man that he ain't got a right to defend his woman wherever, however, and whenever. I said wherever, however, and whenever. I said wherever, however, and whenever. And any black man who wants to make excuses for the disrespect of a black woman, you ain't no damn man. And any black woman who wants to defend the disrespect of another black woman, I would dare not call you a woman as well. I would dare not consider you to be a queen, because every black woman is a symbol of all black women, and every black man is a symbol of all black men. We represent the all. There is no me without the we. So we need to be careful as African people falling into these traps that allow members of our family to be tortured, disrespected, insulted, and humiliated by white folks. Chris Rock made the joke, but the joke was for white folks. Judge Ketanji Brown being insulted by the Senate, that was for white folks. How dare we condone black women being insulted for the pleasure of white folks? This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism, King Kong Consciousness, Long Island, New York. I will see you on Saturday, April the 16th at the Roosevelt Public Library. Long Island, New York City. I will see you on Saturday, April the 16th at the Roosevelt Public Library in Long Island. Albany, Georgia, let's talk about it April 30th and May 1st. Albany, Georgia, let's talk about it April 30th and May 1st. San Diego, let's talk about it on May the 20th. Los Angeles, Leimert Park, let's talk about it Saturday, May the 21st. Blessed Love Community Center, Los Angeles, Mount Vernon, let's talk about it Sunday, May the 22nd. Waxahachie, Texas, let's talk about it Sunday, June the 26th. Brothers and sisters, we don't have time for infighting, and we damn sure don't have time to be condoning the disrespect of black women after all our sisters have been through in this land. This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism, King Kong Consciousness, and I'm signing out. You can let me know what you think. 215-989-9858. You can give me your opinion. I might not agree with it, but I will respect it. I make up my own mind, and my opinions are not subject to the whims and wishes of other Negroes. I am a leader of my people, and I will lead in the way that the Creator and the ancestors direct me to do so. So whether you like it or don't like it, sit down and look at it, because right now, he's the most influential black man on this planet. Right now, he's the most conscious black man on this planet. Right now, he's the top black orator in the world. Right now, he's the top black scholar alive. So whether you like me or don't like me, there's nothing you can do about me, because the ancestors put me on the throne, and only the ancestors can take me off the throne. Peace and Pan-Africanism.